Grab a bag or two for your table group. What's up?
Can I go give this to Jonah? He left it in the band room.
Sure. I was about to say Jonah's never in my room, but yeah, if he left it in the band room, and now he's probably like running around confused potentially. I would just take it to his first class and just leave it there. All right, so 625. What questions do you have? But guys, I'm probably going to start by lunch count. All right, I should pause the video. Like, list out my check boxes for every day. Now that lunch count, like, always throws me off. So I'm going to open a new tab with homework help just in case you guys start asking me questions because I'm always going to start by directing us to homework help. So if you have a question, you should have already tried to use homework help, or it's because you solved it on your own and your answer's wrong, and you're like, wait, why? Aiden? 6-115. 115. So that's way on the back. So let's take anything from the front first. Any questions from the front since we're looking at those answers right now? In 109, we end up solving that M is 3 feet long. We could chop an M off the top and the bottom of those tight ropes. Right? Or whatever I think we call it a tightrope maybe. Farah?
I don't understand 108.
108. Thank you for asking about that. This is not a 3-part question. It's just multiple choice. So guys, when it says which of the equations below represents a proportional relationship, we got to pull back out of our head what a proportional relationship is. But if you double check your, I don't know if it'd be glossary or index where the vocab words are at the back of the book, or if you look up proportional relationship, a lot of what you'll find is that a proportional relationship is in the form of y equals kx. Or we sometimes say y equals mx. But what that's really meaning is you can only have something multiplied by the x. If we add or subtract, it breaks it. It's no longer proportional because it wouldn't start at the y-intercept. So what I mean, because I actually have this ready to talk about, 108 we said, haha! See, it's ready for you. A would start at positive 2. Even when x is 0, because I add 2, A, like part A, y in part A, would start at positive 2. In part C, if I do this distribution, this would become 3x minus 3. I gotta reset this USB, which also would mean it doesn't start at 0, 0. It would start at negative 3. So B is the only proportional relationship there. It's the adding and subtracting that breaks it, that kind of messes it up. Other questions? I'll pop back to the answers so we can check if we don't know how we figure it out. Now, I will say, if I go look at homework help for that one, it walks me through A and B, taking me to the answer of saying A is not proportional, B is proportional, and C, it leaves for me to do on my own, because it's not going to give me all the answers. But just a reminder, homework help is a huge, like, I don't even know what to say. It's like a great assist, right? It's like the best partner you can have, because it's always there. If you can't text me at 10 o'clock at night, I'm probably in bed already. But homework help is there for you crazy people that do your homework late at night. What are we umming?
Nothing.
What, that 10 o'clock is late at night?
Yeah.
Are you judging
For
my
me,
bedtime?
yes, no, for me, that's late. But for, like, a lot of people in this grade, it's not.
I mean, with how early we get up for school and the fact that you guys are, that you're going through puberty and your body needs to do what it needs to do, you really need to try to get the sleep that you should. All right, on the back. Since it doesn't seem like we have any more questions from the front, on the back, we had, Aiden, what'd you ask about?
6-115.
115. I'm going to pop back over to my slides over here. In 115, Jana's mom gave her $100 to shop for some new school clothes. Now I want to see what Homework Help does for us. So if I go to Homework Help, guys, and I'm telling you, the first thing I'm going to do is advise you to go use Homework Help. If Jana can spend less than or equal to, because you can't spend more than the money you have. But she already has decided on a pair of pants. How much did the pair of pants cost? $49.50. Yeah, that's an expensive pair of pants. I don't spend that much on pants, but whatever. I rip a lot of my pants. So then, to see how much money we have left, we do the subtraction. Guys, look at Homework Help walking us through this problem. Then, to see how many shirts I can buy, guys, if you want to do more approximate math, $12.99, you could use 13. I mean, we don't want to round things if we don't have to, but it would probably still get us close to the answer. So if I have $12.99 times X equals $50.50, how do I get rid of that 12.99? We divide. So your work here should show that you get down to, guys, I'm not doing all of this for you. You should get down to $12.99 times X, or S. You could use S for number of shirts, right? Now, I don't love S as a variable because it kind of looks like 5. So I'm going to make sure that it looks like an S. Ooh, but not equal to, unless I want to spend all my money. This is going to be less than or equal to what I have left, which is $50.50. Now, when you're at the store, you're going to call this $50. Like if we're talking about real math. And you're going to call this $13. What's 13 times 2? 26. What's 13 times 3? 39. Could I spend another $13? No. Because if I only have like 50 bucks left. So this is going to solve out to be 3 point something. But we can't buy 3 point something. Right? So when we, on your paper, the work I should see is we divide by 12.99. But then the answer isn't going to make complete sense because it's 3 point something. So we would just say 3. We could buy 3 shirts. We could almost buy a 4th. Well, we might need to find a cheaper 4th shirt option. Mia?
I use the squiggly equal sign to figure out what it's called.
Yeah, approximate
Okay.
equal.
So,
For like how many shirts?
Yeah.
So we could use a solid equal sign because I can't buy a partial amount of shirts.
okay.
Like even though we're going to round it and like approximate, that's how many shirts we could buy. It's really S is less than, well, here, I'll do this math. 50-50. What this comes out to actually say is S is less than 3.88. But then how many shirts can I actually buy? 3 shirts. Right? Because I can't buy 3.5 shirts or, 3.8. Even though 3.8 is less than, can't buy 3.8 shirts. Because that's the math you're actually going to do out in the real world. Like when you go to the outlet mall or somewhere sometime, you're going to say, I only want to spend $100. How can I stay under? Other questions. See, this is why it ends up saying she can buy 3 shirts. Other questions. 66?
626.
Oh, no thank you. We'll take those tomorrow because we can't do too many homework questions at one time.
It's
Yeah,
only
you-
one. There's this one I'm confused about.
We're just sticking on 625 today, John. We can try to squeeze in both. So notice that I don't like how they have it set up here. On your homework that I made, I kind of did bullet points, right? To organize the information better. Guys, on the state test, they have little highlighter tool things that you can use. Like, do whatever you need to do to make the problem easier to look at, right? Don't try to do math when something's difficult to look at. Make it easier, then do the math. Yosemite Falls, the highest waterfall in the United States, is actually made up of 3 smaller falls. I don't know if that's important, but it's a number written out with letters, so I'm especially going to make sure that I pay attention to that. The lower Yosemite Falls is 355 feet shorter than the middle. So this is stuff that we were practicing yesterday. How do I write that? Anyone want to volunteer to tell me what's on your paper? Lucas?
You could do, I use variable L,
Okay, lower is...
M minus 3.
That's the medium minus 355. The upper, this is exactly what we did in our lesson yesterday, right? Except I should have highlighted lower with that last one. The upper is 80 feet more than twice the middle. Oh, that guy's big.
So M's the variable that...
Yeah, M is middle, right? Is kind of what we assumed with what Lucas told us. So then the upper is, how do I do 80 feet more?
M
Far?
plus 2 plus 50.
Yeah, we're going to plus 80 to something. And the what is that something? Twice the middle.
So times 2 times
2m. Twice the middle. And then wait, what do we need to make sure we don't forget about?
M equals M.
Yeah, m equaling m. And then, and I'm not going to finish this out for you guys, but we would add up all 3 expressions, just like what we did yesterday, set them equal to 2,425, and then solve from there. So I will do one more step for you guys. How many m's do we have?
We have 4 M's.
2, 3, 4. Right? When I go to add all these up. So at this point, we're not writing out as much work if it makes sense to you. If it doesn't, we might want to grab a piece of graph paper. But 1m, 2 more m's, and another m. We have 4 m's. How many totals? Well, 80 and a negative 355. Yeah, guys, I don't, like, if I have a calculator, I'm going to use it. I can do math in my head, great. I'm not trying to show off for anyone, though. If I have a calculator, I'm going to grab it. I'm going to use it. Negative 275. That all equals 2425, as told to us right there. If you need help solving from there, please come visit me. I would love to do math with you. And 112, guys, I haven't changed this word in these homeworks because you need to be comfortable with the vocabulary. But time and time again, kids get confused when they use the word evaluate. It means do what they said, right? So evaluate really means figure out the value, right? The root of this word is value. So it's telling me if x equals 9, replace x with 9. So 7 times 9 plus 8. But again, I'm not going to do any more of those because if I go to homework help and I go to 112, they've got help in here for you. So exactly what I just did, you don't need me. You've got the homework help website. And I'm not trying to talk myself out of a job. I don't think the robots will ever completely replace me. But guys, you don't need me to help you with your homework. You've got a whole website full of help. All right, time for a lesson. You need 626 out on your desk. So if 625 is done and ready to turn it in over there. You need 626 out because it says examples from class. So I have a question that I want you to ponder with your, I'm not even going to read this question first.
So the question I'm talking about is not solvable.
What?
No, it's on 626.
Not solvable. What are you talking?
What number was it? It's the one that's
Oh, well, if you're doing a problem that I haven't taught the lesson of, yeah, it might be a challenge you don't know how to do yet. That's why I have a job. That's why I think the robots will never replace me.
I don't have a job.
Well, yeah, you do. You're doing it right now.
Well, yeah.
You're doing a pretty good job at it, too.
Earn money.
So I got 2 questions for you. And one of them involves one you've already seen. So you guys know from R1 Mastery that I am the baby of my family, and I am a giant baby. I cry about certain things, and then I whine about other things, and if I'm hungry, I'm cranky. I am the baby of my family. My sister, well, we'll talk about my brother because he's older. My brother is 6 years older than me. My question for you is, when will Brad and I be the same age?
Never.
You didn't even talk to... You sure? You didn't talk to each other, though. Farah's like, your question was silly. So, okay. I have friends, Jamie and Devin. True story. Maybe I'll email them this video. One of them is a teacher. One of them is actually a professional referee for MLS, like soccer. And they're twins. They were born on the same day. Their mom was actually my English teacher. And my question for you is, when will Jamie and Devin have the same age? Kylie?
They will never be the exact same age because it was impossible for them to be born at the exact same age.
Well, how do we count ages?
Year.
Ah.
They will always be in the same year, but not technically the exact same.
So, depends how technical we're being. One of them is older than the other, Kylie is saying. And that's true. But with how we register age and talk about age, they're always the same age, right? They have the same birthday. So, if I were to graph these situations, they would look very different from each other. If I were to graph age, and actually, you might want to sketch this on your paper. This is 626. This is 626. This is why we have graph paper out. And because I was born in 1989, we will just use 1989 as our start point. Should have just made a new page. Just now getting graph paper. It's like you thought today was going to be a weird day. So guys, year does not mean age years. Year means like the year, like AD, right? AD? What are we BC or AD? What's AD stand for?
After death.
This is a social studies thing that if you guys haven't
Something
real,
in Latin that means after death.
pretty sure the Latin is like ante domino or something like that, which I did not take Latin. But yeah, so it essentially stands for after death because we measure things based off that stamp right there. So 1989 is when I was born. So I was 0 years old. And I age, right? Of course, sadly, we all age. Brad, though, and those lines should be parallel to each other. Now, Jamie and Devin, well, mine would be proportional. Brad's would not, since he started at 6. Jamie and Devin are actually both older than my brother and I by a couple years. So if this was Jamie, how would I draw Devin's line?
You have to know his age first to see if he's
I mean, so this is Jamie's age. What did I tell you about Jamie and Devin? They're twins. So what did we say about their age? It's always like the same, so it's going to overlap. So these lines that are on top of each other, they're always the same age. They always equal each other. It doesn't matter what year it is. Like here, in the year of our Lord, as some people say, 2022, are Jamie and Devin going to be the same age if I go all the way up to their lines? Yeah. Are my brother and I going to be the same age? No. And trust me, he seems old now because he had a kid. He's getting a lot of gray hair really fast. Actually, maybe I'll show you guys a picture of Finn at the end of class. He was on the zero-turn mower yesterday. Made me scared. I don't think he was driving it. All right, so today's title, if you would like to write it down, because this actually is where things start to get kind of like real interesting. We're going to talk about cases, literally like cases, just meaning like equations, math problems. We're going to solve cases with infinite solutions or no solutions. So on your paper, right here, we're going to start by solving this problem 116. And I want you guys to take a minute with each other to do it. If you want to grab some algebra tiles, do so. Go get some algebra tiles. I'm probably going to end up doing this on my paper with you guys. When you turn your homework in, I will expect that this is done. So if you're struggling, call me over. Call Miss Martin over. Get some algebra tiles. You can't ask to use homework help because this isn't homework. There is no help online for it. But we're going to do all 3 of these problems in the next like 20 minutes. And then they'll all be done and we will know what we're talking about. And then John can stop saying, I told you so, since we'll all know what you're talking about. I'm going to come back there and visit you, though, to see what you told me. So you can chat with each other. So really, what your task is, sorry, I guess I didn't really you can read the directions, but I know some of us don't read directions. That's a bad idea. Your task is if x has a solution of what x has to equal, figure it out. If the equation you've been given cannot be solved, like me and Brad, when will we be the same age? We'll never be the same age. If I'm x, he's x plus 6, right? Because he's 6 years older than me. So if I'm x years, he's always 6 years older than me. But Jamie and Devin are like x equals x. They equal each other's ages. They're always the same age. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. A is like Jamie and Devin. So when are their ages equal to each other? Always, in a situation like that, we will write infinitely many solutions. You guys know how to make the infinity symbol? That's a sideways 8. All right, go ahead and try this on your own. You got H problems to look at. If x equals x, it's like Jamie and Devin, infinitely many solutions. If we get a weird situation that doesn't make sense, it's probably like me and Brad. But I'll email this picture to myself so I can show it to you guys. Not a lot of talking happening. All right, let's make sure that we're all doing this then. If somebody, random cards. We haven't done this in a while. If somebody comes and tells you that x equals x plus 1. Farah, what do you think about x equaling x plus 1? You don't know? So what if I tell you, I'm going to give you $5. You give me back $6. It's equal.
It could be like
So
European money.
if I give Farah $5 and tell her to give me back $6, is that equal? No, that's not fair. This has no solution. There's a special math symbol for that. It's kind of like the symbol. Circle with a slash through it. That means no solution. When I started teaching, kids would be like, oh, like the no smoking sign, except now it's no smoking everywhere inside in Ohio, so you don't see a lot of the no smoking signs. But a long time ago, there was like smoking and not smoking in restaurants and stuff. So you saw a lot of signs with like a little cigarette and the slash like this through it. Hopefully you guys don't see those very often because we shouldn't see people smoking. Take a couple more minutes. C is an interesting one. When can x equal twice of x? Talk with each other, right? Do not just like make a quick answer, like think about it, discuss it. I want to give you like at least 2 minutes. Ooh. So think about algebra tiles, right? Is there anything that we could do to both sides to clean things up? That could work. So I'm thinking a few of you that, like, I just got asked this exact question. So with D, we'll actually take volunteers. I know some of us are a bit rocky on this. Some of us are feeling better. Anyone want to talk to me about what we could do in D to clean things up, make things a little nicer? Layla? I could subtract an x off both sides. So we should show, take away that x, and we'll take away one of these x's.
X equals 2.
And then we get left with an x over here and a 2 over there. So how many solutions do we have? 1. We got one solution. X has to be 2. X has to be 2.
So you write down one solution?
Well, or you could just put x equals 2, and that kind of tells us that is the solution. Because if we write down x has to equal this number, that shows us x just has one solution. I guess maybe we should do this one together, and then I should give you guys some time on 118, 119. So, any volunteer on E to help me out? Something I could do on both sides. Eve, I'm feeling, because E for Eve, can we do anything on both sides to clean this up? We got a lot of X's. Eve, you with me? Oh, yeah, we can take away an X, because we got positive X's here, positive X's there. So I'm going to subtract an X from both sides. And then we get X equals negative X. X equals the opposite of X. Sorry, my brain just glitched there.
No solution.
Nah, careful answering real fast. When can a number equal the opposite of that number? Kylie?
I guess either when it's divided by a negative. No, or if it's 0.
Explain that.
Because if it's 0, 0 is either positive or negative. So it could very easily be both at the same time or be neither.
So guys, my writing got a little messy over there because my brain glitched out and was thinking about the answer. Yeah, sorry, that happens sometimes. When can a number equal the opposite of that number? Only if it's 0. Because what's the opposite of 0? 0. So this can only be true if x equals 0. And that means that there is one solution. There is one.
F is not a both sides. It's just an equation.
And if you want to see that visually for E, so guys, there's this website, Desmos, that we use a lot of times for their activities. But if you just go to desmos.com and click on Graphing Calculator, you can literally just type this stuff in and see what it looks like. So positive x looks like this red line. Negative x looks like this blue line. When is the only point that they will ever equal each other? When x is 0. We're going to start to use Desmos more for stuff like that. Aiden, you got any ideas on F? Ooh, because what is x plus x? And if I have 2x equal to 2x, what could I plug in for x? Anything. So here's another math shortcut. We can say x equals, but if you're going to write this, you have to write out what it means. I'm going to tell you the N stands for numbers. That's not too tricky. Any guesses on the A and the R? Any can work. Any or all. Yeah, you can say any or all for the A. Real number. Because there are what we call imaginary numbers. Don't worry about those. That's like my friend Pete, who's in the back of the room. It's we'll talk about imaginary numbers later. No one has an imaginary friend still? Franco's over there giggling at me. All right, so x times x, guys. Like a lot of us are still iffy when it comes to this. When you multiply something by itself, what does it turn into? X to the power of 2, or you can say x squared. So this left side becomes x squared. The right side is x squared. What would we say there? Yeah, infinitely many solutions. Or you could say ARN. You could say infinite solutions.
What about C?
Or you could say ARN. What about what?
C.
Oh, I don't know how I skipped C, but I did. Are you volunteering?
Yeah. I was thinking that since x equals 2x, then x could be 0. If you add x, or if you add 0 twice, you still get 0.
And I could take x off of both sides, which would leave me with 0 equal to 1x. And that literally tells me the solution. Guys, so always think about 0 when you're tempted to say, like, infinity or none. When you're tempted to say, especially if you're tempted to say no solution, think about, wait, could 0 work to make this true? X minus 1 equals X. You give me $5, I'll give you back 4. It's equal. No, that doesn't work. So no solution, or we can use that no solution symbol. That is the no solution symbol.
Wait, is 6 on 6 dash 18? Is it?
Nope. I'm going to give you time to work on 6-1-18. So hold that question in. I will walk around if you want. Take at least 3 minutes. Try 118, 119 with your team. Talk about what could you do if you figure out that x equals something. You got it. Make sure that we're all talking.
Oh yeah, I know that.
So, just like what John said was right, but then I think he talked himself into Eli's answer. So, if we put the 8 and the negative 5 together, what's that mean? 3. Right, a positive 8 and a negative 5. If you have $8, give away 5. You have $3 left. So, this will be x plus 3 on the left-hand side. Actually, the right-hand side, you have $7 and gave away 4. You have $3 left. So the right side is x plus 3. And what Eli and Vincent said was, well, the left side is the same as the right side. Yeah, it's infinitely many. So, you got yourself to x equals x, right? If x equals x, what we're asking here is when does x equals x? times. When is this true? Always. Any number you put in for x, it'll go in on both sides. It's infinitely many solutions. Yeah, or you could say all real numbers. Good thing I like to solve problems. Oh, it's because when I moved it for translating, I didn't catch that this got screwed up. You should not be using this one. Here, let me. Rip off 2 pieces of tape. If you see anything else really weird like that, check with me. Just tape it at the top so we can flip it up if we need to see. So put a couple pieces at the top of the paper just so we can still flip it. Those are what problems you think. Yeah. Thank you, Rat. That definitely looks wrong. We always start with checking. Can we combine like terms? If, hey, I gotta try to get you out of here in like 3 or 4 minutes. If you have $8 and give away 5, how much do you have left? 3. And I still have an X over here. If I have $7 and I give away 4, 3 plus X. Then, Eli, you want to, either you or Vincent drop some knowledge on us? We could minus the 3 from both sides. And anytime we see something equal, hey, hold up. Listen to how I'm going to say this. Anytime we see something equal to itself, it doesn't just have to be x equals x. If it's like k equals k, or x squared equals x squared, or x plus 3 equals x plus 3, we didn't have to subtract these 3's. If we say, oh, the left side is identical to the right side, this is infinitely many solutions. We can also say ARN. All right, we could also say ARN for all real numbers. Any help on 119? Anyone want to volunteer? Farah?
The 2 x's would equal 2x plus 2, and then the other side would still be 2x, and then I subtracted 2x from both sides, which got me 2 plus 0.
Hey, if you didn't do what Farah's saying, you should, because this is how we can really make sense of this. So sorry, then you got?
And then I got 2 plus 0, but that's not x.
Ooh, careful, 2 equals 0. Right, you said plus. I know what you meant, though. Does 2 equal 0? No! Right, like, okay, I give you $0, you give me $2. Don't worry, it's equal. That's a lie! This ain't true! So this is no solutions. We could also just kind of cross out that equal sign if we want to. Yo, we still have 2 minutes of class. You could like do a homework problem since you're looking at your homework. You could start one of these problems. You don't have to pack up yet. Is Mrs. Goldring ever done by the time you get over there anyways?
No, most of the time, no.
Most of the time, no. So we might as well do a homework problem, guys. You don't need to go wait in the hallway. Start your homework. Hey, I will give you hints just because we're hanging out and we got a second. Here, you can do 3 times 4. You can do that first. Here, can I do 7 minus 6? Or 7 minus 1? Yeah, and my brain went ahead and told you the answer. That is, of course, 6. But over here, can I do 12 plus x? No, so this needs to distribute. This needs to distribute. Hey, I'm like doing C for you. What's 2 times 12? 24. What's 2 times x? 2x. You looking for the extra binder? Oh, I must be out. I must need to go to the office. Here you go. So 24 plus 2x equal to 2x plus 24. So wait, if the left side's 2x plus 24 and the right side's 2x plus 24,
That means x can be any number.
x can be guys, I'm trying to save you time. You don't need to go past this step to be able to say left side equals right side. This is always true. So you can either write infinite solutions if you like the infinity sign, or you can write A, R, N. All real numbers. X can be anything. Now we should probably head to language arts. Have a great day, guys. Oh, I had papers to pass back, but maybe I'll get a few to people. Yeah, there's Kylie, Vanessa, although it's mastered, so it doesn't really matter. Everyone ran away super fast. I might have to just go. Most of these are checks. Most of these are checks, so it does not matter. You what? There is not, although I do have a no name. Well, not in my stack. Like, all of these are checks or masteries, so you don't need this back. There's nothing that you need to do.
Okay, here you are.
Yeah, and so did Franco. They ran away real fast. And then I got a no name here. Well, apparently somebody just stuck it in the bin when they realized they had an extra one or something. Because it's totally blank.
Well, at least